we're going to show you guys right now what we're looking at. So this game launched yesterday. Lauren's like, let's do this. Welcome to the stream, everybody. We got 4 people watching.
Yep.
Sarah and I found this game a couple weeks ago. So Sarah and I have been waiting to do this game together. It just launched yesterday. It's called Sarah, You Are Way Too Heavy. Anyway, Sarah, You're Way Too Heavy, says Gamer GG. Will braving your way with your lover end up as a miserable memory? Oh, my lover, huh? So you're going to be my lover, Sarah, in this game. That is how you spell your name, right?
Yeah.
And anybody out there, I just want you guys to know that if you buy this game for $1.99 on Steam, the game that just launched yesterday, by the way, by Gamer GG, do they have any other games? They do. They have a Chinese game that came out back in March, actually. Space game, early access, $7.99, same price as my Rock and Roll. It has a demo. Let's take a look at that real quick. I want to see what this is about. I like space games. But it is Chinese. Does it have... It doesn't have English support. That sucks. Yeah, kind of hard to play these kind of games if it's only Chinese. Let's see. Yeah, that would be really hard to understand what all these are for. Okay. So anyway, probably a Chinese developer then.
Mm-hmm. Simply.
But he at least he made English support for this one. In fact, he has English, French, Italian, German, and Spanish, and Chinese, and 13 different languages for this game. So he must have expected this game to be more popular. I guess he knew how popular you was on my live streams with me, Sarah. So he's like...
Possibly.
Lauren's like, all right, you dwit. Dwit's going to be the new word. Dwit's going to catch fire now.
Dwit is the new name.
Dwit is the new black. Not only is it the new name, people are going to be like, I'm going to tune into some other live stream of some streamer that has like 1 million subscribers next month on Twitch, and he's going to be saying Dwit. Just because of this. I can see it now.
Yeah.
It's going to catch fire.
It's kind of like wildfire.
Speaking of wildfire, looking at this game, Sarah, one review in one day. The first day it came out. Obviously, we had to work yesterday. We didn't have a chance to review this the day it launched. But look at this game climbing that. Let's look like a tall-ass building. Let's go ahead and give you guys a chance in the stream. Lauren is the only one talking. But let's give you guys a chance to guess my review. I think what we're going to do, I think that's what we're going to do on all my live streams, all our live streams. We're going to give people, including you, Sarah, and including me as well, to guess what you guys think the score is going to be. You got to go first, Sarah, since you're the lady. Ladies first. What will my score be for Sarah? You're Way Too Heavy. Will I give the game any bias because I like you and you're my friend and it has your name and then.
No, I don't think there's going to be any bias because it's my name.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say maybe a 40%.
Maybe a 40. How about you, Lauren? What's your guess? I'm going to guess a 55. Zaxtorian 99. All right. So let's go ahead and start game. We don't have any options. Press W plus space. Press space here. W plus space. What's the difference? Oh, okay, so if you have something you have to pull yourself up on, it looks like you have to hit W plus space. If you're just climbing the ladder, it's just space. Press D plus space. All right, let's just figure it out.
Okay.
Sarah, there you are.
That does not look like me, but okay.
If anybody's wondering, I can't zoom in or anything. I can just rotate my camera around.
That is not even close to what I look like.
You don't look too heavy, though. I'm just saying.
Well, I know, but then again, I'm like,
Well, in my...
Lauren, I do not look like that.
That's what I'm going to say with Lauren as well. I don't really look like that either, but in this world, that is me and that is you, and you are clinging to me, girl. Except, Sarah,
Yes, I am.
why is your arm going through my shoulder?
That's just how I roll.
But look at my arm going through. Look how much bigger my arm is than your whole leg.
I know. I have very teeny little legs, I guess.
I think this should be called you. Are, I don't see how Sarah's too heavy when my arm is.
You need cheeseburger.
Yeah, my arm is like.
Oh, but you're not holding on to me either. I'm like clinging.
Yeah, you're having to cling and support yourself around my neck. Well, through my body, actually. But, yeah. Look how big my hands are. You know what they say about big hands, Sarah. Look at that, see? Look at your tiny little hands. I'm just saying. And then, but yeah, look at her legs. How could she be too heavy? All right. Anyway, let's do this, guys. Let's quit fucking around. Let's take this game seriously. Press space here. Okay. And then I got to hit W to go up. So it should say press space and then hit W to move up, is what it should say. She's attached to you. Yes, she is. All right.
Obviously I am.
Press W plus space. It's not that hard. You don't actually need directions for this. It's not that hard to figure out. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I don't think the developer really needs these. If people can't figure this out, press X. Why X here? What does X do? What? Okay. X. That drops me. Okay, it's W and up. It's W and space again. Okay. X. There we go. I mean, if they're giving you controls on how to drop there and how to jump up and how to cling, it seems like would give you controls. Hey, you need to hit D here because you actually have to hit D in space to jump sideways. So it's like they give you controls for some obvious stuff, but they don't give you controls for other things. Okay. Can we crawl this way? There we go.
Yeah, you're going to have to go to that flat portion.
Uh-huh. I like how you can look up and you can kind of see all the shit you have to do ahead of... Oops. Okay. Sarah, goddammit. Whoa! That's a little glitchy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, a little bit.
Alright.
You're hanging on to nothing.
Okay. A little bit glitchy, but not as bad as I thought it would be, to be honest with you guys. I mean, the camera shouldn't go through the wall like that, but... No glitches at all in this. And see, guys, people wonder, Sarah, you know how you were getting so frustrated with me sitting there coding a 2D game? Could you imagine if I was making something like this, how long it would take?
I know.
Alright. So we're going to have to jump up here at the... Right there. There we go. And then we're going to have to... Oh, so that thing is going to knock me off? What's the deal here? So it's a little bit of a puzzle, it looks like, too. Oh, we're going to have to jump to it when it's out.
You don't have
Whoa! I killed this, Sarah.
Why did you do that to me?
Well, you're still...
Why did you kill me, Zach?
I'm sorry. Oh, wow. I really wish we could turn this fucking music off. Because I don't even want to just turn this music down. Like, this is to the developer, this is a horrible music select. Like, I don't think this music is good in any way, shape, or form. Sarah, are you able to hear this on your stream or your phone or anything?
I don't have it turned up.
Okay. I was wanting to know what you thought of this music. If you could just play it for a couple seconds, that's all. Oops, goddammit. While I'm killing us. Whoa! What the hell? That was a little bit weird. Yeah, while I'm killing us over and over again, I really want you to get your opinion on this music. Nice physics, I know, right? Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I mean, I feel like you can learn how to get through this stuff. You just gotta be really careful here. Make sure you don't jump twice, which is what I think I did last time. There we go. Alright. That doesn't look good. Some of these positions that you get yourself into are so weird. Damn it. I see what they're trying to do. The problem is it just doesn't have good effects because you have stuff like this. It's really awkward and what's the word I'm looking? I mean, yeah, this shouldn't be happening. So they're trying. This is another game, Sarah, where I feel like they've bought assets and they've done a better job of making a level here. But this is another game where I feel like the developer has tried to do something that's over their ability, that's over their head. And they're just trying to glitch it together and make it work. And they're a little bit in over their head, I feel like. Because now I can't... Like, what is this? Okay, whatever. Okay, I'm about fed up with this game, Sarah. Oops.
I can tell.
You want to get... I'm actually hitting D in space. There we go. D in space. Thank you. Up in space. There we go. Obviously, see, I can't jump up here. I got to go to the fat part. Yeah, it's really glitchy over here, though. How did I do this the first time, Sarah? Oh my god. I'm hitting A to try to move to the left. God damn it.
Oh my gosh.
See, this is...
Yeah, it's bad.
This is so glitchy that it makes it almost impossible to do. God damn it. Alright, I don't know how... I would really like to beat this game if I could beat it in 10 minutes or whatever, but I mean, this is what we're dealing with here, guys. This isn't ready to be on Steam at $1.99. I mean, I like what the developer's trying to do. I'm going to give the developer an E for effort, or effort is obvious, but I think they're in a little bit over their head here. And now I'm kind of stuck because I'm mashing, like, I'm hitting W in space, but he's not doing anything. If I hit A in space, what happens? It's completely glitched out. I can't move at all. And that's not my fault. That's the game's fault. Yeah, I can't move. I'm too far away from the building. So because I'm not making contact with one of their little assets there or whatever, guys, I'm mashing all kinds of buttons. I can't do anything. So the game is basically frozen. There's nothing here I can do. How about R to restart? Yeah, the developer, if you're going to have stuff like this, you need to have like R be able to restart the level or something. Because, yeah, I can't do anything. And that's not my fault. That's the game being glitchy. I agree. Making a game like this would not be easy at all. That's what I'm saying. The developer's trying to do something that he doesn't know how to do. And I think that's the one that was used in this game. Okay. Climbing system. Let's take a look at this just so you guys see this. A $40 asset kit, because I looked at this, guys. I was looking at this just last night, actually. To get the Press Pro, it's like $299 a year. So if you want the $32 price tag, if you want the 20% off on all these assets on Unity Asset Store, you basically have to give them $299 a year, or like $35 a month or something. So anybody that's just buying one or two assets here and there, they're going to spend $40 on this. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what this is. Look at the graphics here, guys. It looks like the developer just bought this kit because that's exactly the same kind of... That's the exact ladder as well. Let's watch this video. So this might be a fucking complete asset flip. The developer just bought this thing. The developer just bought this. This is an asset flip. I was right about giving this game... The developer just bought this and put together something in this and then fucking exported it. And calls it, Sarah, you're way too heavy. So now you know what, guys? Thanks so much for posting this link, Richard, because the developer doesn't even deserve the 5% I just gave him. What does this get, guys? What do asset flips get? 100% asset flips? Where somebody just buys a kit and then exports some bullshit from the kit? He really doesn't... He's fucked around with this. He didn't do any work. I don't feel like he did any real work. I feel like he just, did something. He took parts of this kit and he exported some piece of shit that he made from this kit. Because I'm sure this kit's a good kit. Yeah, it's got 15 reviews and 5 out of 5 stars. So the developer bought this kit and took parts of this, stole parts of this kit, and made a big piece of shit with this kit, and then export it onto Steam for $1.99, trying to get his fucking money back. So the developer got himself a good climbing system kit in Unity, and then made a piece of shit with this kit, and now he's trying to sell that piece of shit to you guys for $1.99. Thanks so much. I'm glad Richard came in and saw that, because this isn't just an asset flip. So what an asset flip, guys, is, let me explain this. So, yeah, let's explain this in terms we can all understand. So, Sarah, if I am inviting you, let's imagine you're single, I'm single. Let's just imagine this. So everybody imagine Sarah and I are single. And I invite Sarah over to my house to have dinner with me. Okay? So,
what you cooking?
Right, exactly. That's exactly what she's asking. What am I cooking, right?
What you cooking?
So a game where I create, for example, my own games, and I hate to just like brag or bias on myself, but my own games, Rock and Roll, Laser Ball, Poggers, right? Well, these games that I'm making where I'm creating all the assets myself and I'm creating the code and stuff like that, that would be, in essence, like me inviting Sarah over and making lasagna by going out and, actually, that would almost be like the amount of work, I've done in creating all my own assets, a lot of my own sound effects and everything. That would be actually like me crafting the lasagna noodles from flour and making everything from scratch even myself. And that would be one thing. That'd be crazy, a lot of work. Wouldn't need to necessarily do that. I could go to Walmart and I could buy the noodles and I could buy the pasta sauce and I could buy the meat and the tomatoes and the basil and, everything that goes in lasagna, right? That's fine. So I'm going to Walmart and I'm buying assets. I'm buying tomato paste. I'm buying the noodles. I'm buying the cheese. I'm buying everything and I'm putting these assets together and I'm making. That would be good, right, Sarah? If I went and I made you lasagna, buying tomato sauce, stuff like that. So I've taken assets there that I've purchased from Walmart. I'm putting together myself and doing the work and creating a lasagna. So that would be like somebody going and buying separate assets on Unity. And
Richard.
Zach's plot to romance Sarah has been revealed. Don't you get any ideas, Sarah? So there we go.
Go ahead, you're making me lasagna. Go ahead.
I'm making lasagna. So now let's say, Sarah, rather than doing that and doing all the work myself and crafting.
Garlic bread though.
Absolutely. Yep.
And salad.
Yep, and I mean, you saw me make my games. I crafted it myself. You see that I'm going to do the work.
I know.
I don't like.
And you can cook.
I don't like going and buying assets, but if I did go to Walmart, and let's just say that's kind of like buying assets. Now, an asset flip, guys, would be like me inviting Sarah over for dinner. So now what we got, I think you guys get the idea. So if I go out and buy, instead of making all the lasagna myself from buying tomato paste and the cheese, and I make it actually myself with a recipe or whatever, maybe I have my own recipe, and I make it homemade, even though I'm using different assets and putting them all together, that's actually crafting something good. But just going out and buying a frozen Stouffer lasagna and then taking it out of the box and heating it up and cutting it off and putting it on a plate like I made it when Sarah gets there, it's not going to impress Sarah. And anybody that knows food is going to know better. So just like a lot of these asset flippers think that they're being creative by packaging these asset kits up into, like it's their own game, people that have played games and have been doing this like myself and Richard and anybody that knows this shit is going to catch you. And you're not going to get away with it. People are going to find this shit and we're going to...
Richard, it was a very long...
And we're going to expose you. We're going to expose you for flipping an asset. So this is even worse. So imagine the asset flip, guys, as me taking the lasagna, right? The frozen lasagna and heating it up and then putting the frozen lasagna as it is on a plate. That's bad, right? But I feel like this developer here with this, he's taken a good asset kit here that's meant to help you create a climbing system, and he's basically just ripped shit out of it and made a fucking mess with it. So now what we have, Sarah, instead of me taking that frozen Stouffer's lasagna, let's imagine you come over to my house for dinner expecting a homemade meal, right? I promise you a good meal, right? I promise you lasagna. And now you come over to my house instead of having me just heat up the Stouffer's lasagna in my oven. Now, on the plate, the lasagna has fucking honey all over it. I fucking pissed on it. You could smell the urine on the lasagna.
Zach.
I'm serious. So basically, my point is here that I fucked up
You
an
made your
asset.
point.
I have fucked up an asset, and that's exactly what the developer has done with this asset here. He's fucked it up and then tried to sell it on Steam.
Yes.
It's like you open a restaurant and you sell store-bought frozen lasagna, but you want everyone to believe
Right.
that that it is made by
Pulling the
your
wool
restaurant.
over everybody's
Right.
eyes.
You're trying to pull the
Trying
wool
to
over
at
people,
least. Yeah.
and this developer's just got busted for taking what looks like a good asset kit for, helping you, at least learn how to make a climbing system in your game. I think that this is the exact same guy, too. That's the exact same guy. It sure as hell is. Look at his pants. So all this guy did was he went and got a female avatar somewhere, and just you saw how she was glitched out. Like something like this probably would have been a lot better, I feel like. Now watch, the developer will go buy this asset kit and fully scanned. So I wonder if you can adjust this one however you want. Kind of looks like you can, maybe. Model has no animations included, but it looks like you'd have to do a little bit of work, but you could probably mold her where she's bending her legs and where she has her arms out and clinging to the guy. I'm just curious because I haven't messed around in Unity, so I'm just kind of curious a little bit how some of this stuff works. There's a show of them. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool that you can make her do that. It looks like most of her. That's cool. For $10, that doesn't look like a bad deal. Oh yeah, see, he could have bought this one, and he could have had. Can you scale assets as well, Richard? So if you bought this asset, would it be easy to scale this one? Like if she was way too big for that guy, can't you easily scale her down? Instead of just using basic boxy shapes that come back. So he could have bought this one, I feel like, and it would have fit that guy way better. Would have looked 100 times better. And he could have even made facial expressions on her, like maybe as he falls or something like that. He could have made a look of panic on her face, like that, or not like that, but yeah, I thought I saw a look of panic here. That's cooler than I thought it would be, though. Like that, or whatever. That's kind of cool for $12. I mean, I think that's kind of cool. But don't worry, guys. I'm not going to get into Unity and start fucking with assets. But I just think that's not bad for $12. It looks pretty detailed and stuff like that. 5 stars, 3-star reviews. Yeah. So if I was playing with Unity already and stuff like that, I might be tempted to buy that and do something with her. But that'd be cool. Put her in a game or something. Anyway, guys, you kind of got to see my point. This developer here didn't bother to spend even $10 more than the asset kit he fucked up to make Sarah. He's insulting fat people. He's basically doing an asset flip, but not only an asset flip, because an asset flip, if he would have just done an asset flip, he would have had something decent. He fucked up a good asset kit about climbing and made a mess with it, and then he exports it and uploads it on Steam. You saw how glitchy it was. I bet you anything that asset kit he used didn't have those kind of glitches. That's what I'm saying. He fucked it up. So he made a piece of shit, ripping apart that asset kit he bought. He made a piece of shit with it, using the assets inside of it, and then exported a total piece of shit. So this guy is gets a 0. In fact, I ought to give this guy negative points for. Yeah, I don't know what I give this guy, but this guy doesn't even deserve a 0. So Gamer GG, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. I'm gonna keep my insults to myself, but this developer should be ashamed of himself. So I wasn't expecting this game to be a miss. Remember, I expected it to get around the 50-55%. You guys were expecting a 40.